Brian? To begin, let's go with a little short quiz. By a show of hands, how many of us have ever visited another Toastmasters club? Okay. How many of us belong to more than one Toastmasters club? And say within the last 2 years, how many of us have participated in area, district, or division club events, those speeches, conventions, conferences, that type of program?
Does this count training?
Very good. Very good. We can all agree, and I am the highest proponent of this, that the Voice of Many is a fantastic club. We have a great group of very dedicated, very supportive people in our club. It's like a little nest. We're a little nest within Denny's. And it's nice and comfortable, and we can get out and do our speeches. But there comes a time when all of us might need to leave our nest a little bit. There is a great amount of opportunity in the Toastmasters world to experience and grow as a Toastmaster, both as a speaker and a leader. In the next few minutes, I hope to share some information with you if you have not participated, or if you haven't participated lately, to go and beyond our club and see what there is out there in Toastmasters for you. I'll give you a little bit more of my history. As Brian said, I am currently an area director. About 3 years ago, I joined my first Toastmasters club at work. It was a small club, but it was a nice club. After about 6 months, I realized that basically we all were giving, I knew what day, okay, so-and-so's going to give a speech because it's their turn, because there's only so many of us. So I knew there had to be something else out there. We're coming up to speech season. No one else in my club wanted to go to the area contest to represent our club. And they said, Kathy, you go. And being an introvert, I said, I don't want to. But they said, no, go ahead, go do it. You had a really funny speech last week, go give it. So I did. I went. I got second place, but I went. I got second place. And I thought, this is kind of fun. I met a great group of people from other Toastmasters clubs. So I thought, well, maybe I'll join another club. 4 clubs, an area director, a participant in the public relations team, and a participant in planning this year's conference. Here I am in 3 years. This can be you in 3 years from now. So let me go through the other programs out there for Toastmasters. Most of the information I'll be sharing with you from this point on is available on Toastmasters.org. You also, by a show of hands, can tell there were a lot of people out here you can draw information from. Ask them questions. They'll be happy to help you. The easiest way to branch out of your club comfort level, out of our nest, is with speech contests. As you may have heard, the speech season is upon us. Next month in February, we'll have our club contest. All clubs will have their club contest. In March comes the area contest. Brian and I are both area directors this year. Brian is area director for your club for Tonto 1. I happen to be area director in Tonto 4, which is basically clubs in the Tempe area. And we have other clubs, of course, in our area. There are 6 different clubs in Tonto. We'll all be meeting and having a club contest, or area contest, and then we'll have our division contest in April 21st, if I'm not mistaken, down at Copper Point, which is downtown Phoenix. Now, you are encouraged and welcome to participate in these contests, but it might be a little bit out of your comfort zone right now. I don't want to participate. I just kind of want to see what it's all about. Do we have an opportunity for you. Besides participants, we also need functionaries. What could I do at a contest? You can be a timer. You can be a ballot counter. You can be a registration desk person. You can be a 50-50 raffle person. You can work in food and beverage. You can be a sergeant at arms. There are many and multiple needs for functionaries. If you say, oh gosh, yeah, I'll do that, I'll help out, see Brian or myself ASAP, because we can use the help. I'll start there. And probably even more important, maybe not more important, but I'll say equally important to all these functions, you can come and be a member of the audience. Speakers need to have an audience. If they stand up and start talking and there's nobody there, they're usually put away. So speakers need to have an audience to talk to. These people have worked hard to reach these levels. They deserve to have a nice audience, a receptive audience there to listen to them. So if you cannot be a participant, if you cannot be a functionary, please come and join and be an audience member. You'll find you'll have a really great time. The next time the speech season rolls around, you'll say, hey, you know, I can do that. So you can get out of your introvert zone and move into your extrovert side of you. Okay, so you've gone to a speech contest and say, oh, that's kind of interesting, it's fun. What else is there? For most people, they might think the most logical progression is to be an area director. As I said, Brian and I are both area directors. We oversees is too strong a word, but we help between 5 and 6 clubs in each of our areas. We go visit them. We make sure they're doing okay. If they have any issues, any problems that we can try and help them with. I'm going to actually one of my clubs tonight. They're having their 30-year anniversary. They've been a club for 30 years. When they told me that, I thought, fantastic, but we've got them beat. But they've been a club for 30 years, and they're having a celebration this evening. If you happen to have any free time, they're at the Pyle Center in Tempe at Southern and Rural. The program starts at 6:30, and they'd love to see you there. Nothing like a last-minute notice. And then after an area director, you become division directors, and on and on and on. Our division director happens to be Teddy Rodriguez. So what else is there out there besides the speeches and the club things? We have an organization here at Toastmasters, and there are a lot of different committees. There are a lot of different committees that you can become involved in. There are, I would say, I count it as 3 primary divisions, let's say. We first have club growth. Club growth, the easy way to think about it is marketing. They're out there to market Toastmasters. Their job is to maintain and retain club membership and clubs. They do all type of membership drives and programs. One of the areas they work in that I am involved in is a club assist program. That's where they have people who go out there and be a club sponsor, a mentor, or a coach to help clubs with 12 or fewer members, the club coaches do, to try and build them up and get them to distinguished status. That's the biggie. They can also have club sponsors. If anybody says, hey, I want to start a Toastmasters club, you can become a club sponsor. Or a mentor. A mentor is someone who's attached to a brand new club and helps them work on their first few months. They explain what the jobs are. They're there to guide them. They're not there to do the job for them. They're there to guide them and to act as a function to be there to help them to find any issues they might have. The next division, or department you might say, is quality, program quality. Here I'll call it training. Program quality training. The biggest training event, I'll say, that we have every year is our conference. Our conference this year will be in May. It'll be here in Phoenix at the Sheraton Crescent Hotel towards the end of May. It is a fantastic event. I've been to a couple of conferences. I'll say that they're very educational, they're very entertaining, and you meet Toastmasters from throughout the state at conference. Fantastic events. And then you have your international conference, which is the biggie, which is where you get people from all over the world. This year it's in Chicago, and as it was explained a couple of meetings ago, in a couple of years it's going to be in Paris. Let's all go, that'll be fun. So there's all kinds of events out there. Some terms you may have heard, TLI, that's a part of training. HPL, High Performance Leadership, another area I'm working towards. That's a part of training. And then our last little division is administrative. That's the people that keep the ship running. We have a couple of members in our club who are part of the administration arm. For example, District Leadership Committee. Those are the people who find the best qualified candidates for district directors and these committee leaders. John Griffith, our own John Griffith, is current head of the District Leadership Committee. If you have any questions, you know who to ask. If you've ever been to a DEC meeting or a leadership meeting, they can get a little crazy. There's very little introversion at a DEC meeting. We need to have a parliamentarian there to tell us, hey, that's not Robert's Rules of Order. That's Mr. Jeff Maroot. And he had quite the meeting a couple of meetings ago, quoting from Robert's Rules of Order. We don't have any shy people at DEC meetings. Everybody wants to be talked at the same time. So we have Jeff Maroot, who is a parliamentarian. So to round this all up and to bring it home, please, 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 I highly, highly recommend that you get involved further beyond our nest of Toastmasters. There's a lot of opportunities out there. If you have any questions, aztoastmasters.org, or you have a great source of information right here in this room. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thomas, could we have a timed minute for people to do their